put up by Eala.
Found her rhythm and she started playing much better and she put a lot of pressure on.
Sabalenka's instant reaction to Alexa Ayala's new rise. I can't believe this. The tennis world froze the moment her words hit the air. Shock, disbelief, confusion. Alexa Ayala had just done what many thought impossible, defeating one of the tour's fiercest competitors in a major final. And Sabalenka reacted in a way nobody expected. Star Academy. What she said and how she said it immediately sparked debate, controversy, and whispers of tension behind the scenes. This wasn't just a post-match comment. It was a spark that threatened to ignite an entire conversation across women's tennis. Alexa Ayala was no stranger to attention. At just 19, she had already cemented herself as one of the most dynamic forces in women's tennis. Her speed, her composure under pressure, and her fearless approach to every match made her a nightmare for even the most experienced competitors. Yet, for all her accomplishments, each victory was met with scrutiny, whispers questioning whether she could sustain the intensity required for the very top of the sport. Eala Sabalenka, on the other hand, was the embodiment of raw power and uncompromising aggression. She could dominate rallies, crush forehands, and intimidate opponents with sheer physicality. Sabalenka had been through years of refining her technique, controlling her emotions, and managing the pressure of being one of the top seeds in every major tournament. But she had also experienced the highs and lows, moments when victory slipped through her fingers and when the world questioned her mental resilience. The stage was set for a collision, a high-stakes French Open final where experience, power, and youth would meet in a struggle for supremacy.
Analysts anticipated a tough match, one that could go either way. Fans debated endlessly. Could Ayala's calculated aggression survive Sabalenka's relentless offense? Could Sabalenka withstand the composure and adaptability of the rising star? As the final began, the tension was palpable. Every rally mattered. Every point became a psychological battlefield. Coaches, commentators, and even casual fans could sense that this was more than a match. It was a defining moment in the careers of both women. The first sets reflected the struggle. Both players exchanged blistering shots. Both refused to yield. But subtle shifts began to emerge. Ayala's timing, her ability to anticipate Sabalenka's power, gave her small advantages. Sabalenka, who was accustomed to dictating points with sheer strength, now faced the challenge of adjusting her rhythm. The crowd sensed it. Energy in the arena oscillated between hope and tension, like a pendulum threatening to snap. By the time the final set approached, the story was intensifying. Every misjudged shot carried consequences beyond the baseline. The battle had moved from the physical to the psychological. In that moment, the stage wasn't just a tennis court. It was a theater, and the world was about to witness a reaction that would shock, divide, and spark conversations far beyond the baseline. As the final points played out, tension reached a fever pitch. Alexa, calm yet relentless, edged ahead. Sabalenka, though powerful and talented, began to show signs of frustration. Every miss, every rally slipping was a test of mental fortitude. The arena was electric with expectation, and the cameras captured every flicker of emotion on both players' faces. When the match concluded, the scoreboard told a simple story. Alexa had won, but the drama was far from over. Immediately after the handshake, Sabalenka's reaction was anything but composed. Her words, sharp and unfiltered, echoed through press microphones. "I can't believe this. She didn't win because she played better. I made mistakes, and that's why she's here." The tennis community froze. Some gasped, some nodded in understanding, while others erupted in outrage. Social media lit up instantly, clips of the post-match comments spreading like wildfire. Fans debated, analysts dissected tone and intent,
and the comment became a flashpoint for conversations about respect, professionalism, and sportsmanship. What made the moment so dramatic wasn't just the words. It was the emotion behind them. Sabalenka's tone carried frustration, disbelief, and raw vulnerability. To the casual observer, it appeared harsh. To the dedicated fan, it was a glimpse into the human side of competition, the pain of defeat, and the struggle to reconcile expectations with reality. Interviews the following day captured mixed reactions. Some defended Sabalenka, citing the pressure, the intensity, and the fact that losing in a major final is never easy. Others criticized her, arguing that words matter, especially when directed at a rising star like Eala. In that instant, the tennis narrative shifted. The match was no longer just about who won or lost. It became a story about perception, emotion, and the thin line between competitive fire and sportsmanship. Sabalenka's legacy hung in the balance. Would this moment define her career, or would it spark a deeper dialogue about how athletes navigate victory, defeat, and the scrutiny of a global audience? Within minutes of the post-match remarks, the ripple effect began. Social media platforms exploded with clips, fan commentary, and expert analysis. Headlines appeared, each highlighting the controversy, the words, the tone, the raw emotion of Sabalenka's comment. Debate raged. Was it unprofessional? Was it honest? Or was it a window into the pressure cooker that is elite tennis? Fans divided almost instantly. Some empathized, saying, "Everyone experiences disappointment in their own way. She's only human." Others criticized sharply, saying, "Respect is earned. You don't diminish someone else's victory like that." The digital discourse became a storm, with every reaction amplified, dissected, and shared. Meanwhile, analysts on sports shows replayed the clips, examining body language, tone, and context. They debated whether Sabalenka's frustration was misplaced or justified. Even fellow players weighed in. Some defended her, noting the emotional and physical toll of the match. Others stayed silent, allowing speculation to grow. The controversy became a narrative about the evolving culture in women's tennis. Young stars rising, established champions feeling the pressure, and emotions spilling into the public arena. By the end of the day, the conversation touched on sportsmanship, respect, human emotion, and how champions navigate both victory and defeat. In the days that followed, the pressure intensified. Sabalenka faced interviews, questions, and relentless commentary. Privately, she reached out to Eala to apologize. Publicly, she expressed regret, clarifying that Ayala's victory was earned and deserved. The apology changed the tone. Critics softened. Commentators praised her maturity. The narrative shifted from anger to reflection. Sabalenka's raw moment became a lesson in accountability. Eala continued her rise, unfazed by the drama. Her resilience and composure only strengthened her growing legacy. Sabalenka's words, once controversial, became part of a larger story of rivalry, growth, and respect. Looking back, the incident highlights the intensity of modern women's tennis, where every reaction is scrutinized and every moment can become a headline. And as fans watch, one question remains: is this rivalry just beginning, or is it the start of a defining era in women's tennis?